I got to take another drink for this one. The Dolphins, come on. You guys are frauds. Frauds. Who have they played? I'm chewing this ice. It's great radio. Who have the Dolphins beaten this season that is worth a damn? Let's go over this again. I can't get over this. I was looking at this schedule yesterday, and I thought, well, no wonder so many people like the Cowboys. Cowboys money line is the play. Let's go over this schedule real quick. Miami has beaten the Jets, the Commanders, the Jets again, the Raiders, the Patriots, the Panthers, the Giants, the Broncos, and Chargers. All of those, the Broncos are the best team of that bunch. Your best win, and yeah, you smashed Denver early in the season when they were much worse. Your best win of the season is weeks ago against Denver. I don't think so. Also, in the Mike McCarthy era, over the last 3 years, Cowboys 11-1 straight up, coming off a loss. That is the spot in Miami. I need to see the Dolphins beat a good team before I back them. I haven't seen it yet. Bounce back spot for Dallas. Cowboys money line in Miami, -110.
Should be noted as well that Miami is dealing with some injuries on their offensive line. The right guard and the right tackle did not practice. And I feel like that does not bode well when you're going against Micah Parsons and company. It does not matter how fast your receivers are. You can't throw those deep passes down the field if your quarterback doesn't have time to throw them. I'll take the points with the team that nobody is talking about. I know all of the talk in the national narratives have been about how dominant the Niners have been, how great Brock Purdy has been, and how Christian McCaffrey could even win MVP. But quietly, the Ravens are 11-3. Quietly, the Ravens are led by a former MVP himself in Lamar Jackson. So I'm seeing San Francisco, and I'm seeing this Ravens team that nobody's talking about. I think the Ravens can keep it close here. So I think this game means way more for the Ravens than it does the Niners. What happens if they win this game? What happens if they lose this game? I feel like the narrative is still the same on San Francisco. Obviously, they will try to win it, but I think Lamar and company can at least keep it close. So I'll take the 5.5 points with the Ravens here and hope for the best.
Ooh, I don't know. I think I'm on the other side here. And it's going to be a great matchup. 8:15 p.m. in the East on Monday Night Football, the last game of that tripleheader. I'm going to lean Niners here just because as soon as this number went down, it went back up again. I feel like the Niners have a defensive squad, or they have the defensive talent that the Ravens haven't faced just yet. But at the same time, Chelsa, I was talking about the Ravens' motivational factor. They feel disrespected by being an underdog in this spot. Utah State in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. But the money is coming in on Georgia State. I'm just going to take Utah State on the money line. Yesterday it was -140. Today it's -125. They're laying a 1.5. Georgia State is +105. The total is 59 and a hook. Utah State was number 1 in the Mountain West in total offense, number 2 in scoring, and Georgia State is missing a ton of guys in the portal. I don't know why the money is coming in on the Panthers. Whatever, it's bowl season. I'm just going to take the Aggies outright.
Have you ever done research for some of these games and then something jumps out to you and you start laughing? Because that's what I thought when I saw this Arkansas State and NIU matchup. In what bowl game is this? Let's see. I think it is the Camellia Bowl in Montgomery.
Yep.
I have lived in Montgomery, Alabama. Fun fact. But did you know that Butch Jones is the coach of Arkansas State? I believe it. Did I get that one right? I think so. Let me double check this.
I did not know that.
Head coach.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, it is. And I was immediately thinking, okay, I will take the other team. Because I am not a believer in Butch Jones. I don't think he's a good coach. I know they made it to bowl season, but still, I'll go with the team that's getting points here. I'm not sure why they're getting points here. We've seen this line flip. Arkansas State was the dogs here, so money coming in on Butch Jones and company for some reason or another. But Rocky Lombardi has been at NIU, it feels like forever. I know he was a transfer from, I believe, Michigan State, but I'll take the veteran quarterback here and the points. I don't think the extra time to prepare is anything for Butch Jones and this offense that has not been very good. So I'll go with NIU and the points here. It's not my favorite play, but I did laugh when I saw that Butch Jones was still coaching somewhere.
That's like when I saw that Rich Rodriguez was coaching Jacksonville State. I'm like, Rich Rod is at Jacksonville State? Every now and then you'll find a big-name head coach somewhere that you didn't expect.
So after yet another big signing for the Dodgers, do you think this is when you put money on the Dodgers? Because from a betting standpoint, it feels like you never bet on the team who was making the headlines because you're never getting any value there. And especially when it comes to the World Series, because similar to a lot of sports, a lot of times it is the team that comes in to the postseason with a ton of momentum, and that's your team that comes away World Series champs. Whoever has the biggest payroll, that doesn't mean they're going to win a World Series. Look at the New York Mets. They didn't even make the postseason after being one of the favorites to win it all going into last season. So, Jenks, do you think all these moves are warranting a bet on the Dodgers? Or do you think this is a wait-and-see thing?
Sort of. Here's the thing. It's all relative, right? But I'm a little stunned that it's only 4-1, to be honest with you. I think these odds will only shorten it, and certainly we'll see variance throughout the year. That's how baseball works. But I kind of think with the guys that they have signed, with that roster that they have now, which is ridiculous, and this is the one thing I don't like about baseball, because we've seen this forever. The Yankees have done it. The Dodgers have done it. The Braves have done it to a certain extent, and they can just outspend everyone. So baseball gets so top-heavy. Doesn't guarantee that one of those teams is going to win. But for all the guys that they have now, Chelsa, 4-1, believe it or not, sounds like pretty good value to me.
I think if you want to bet on the Dodgers, you wait. Because there will be some point in the season where they will lose some games or somebody will get hurt. And that's the other thing you have to remember is injuries are a big part of the game now. If one or two of your pitchers go down, that's a large chunk of your rotation. And we saw that with the Dodgers last year. I will say the Dodgers feel to me like they are making the correct moves. Not just the Ohtani one, but signing pitchers. This was the biggest weakness for the LA Dodgers last season, was starting pitcher depth and also having good starters. Because in the postseason, their number one was Clayton Kershaw, who is going to be a Hall of Famer, but at this stage in his career, he does not need to be a number one if you want to win a World Series. Lance Lynn was their number three. In an elimination game, their hopes and dreams landed on the arm of Lance Lynn. Like, that's not something you want. So signing Tyler Glasnow, signing Yamamoto, these are very good pickups. So even though Ohtani is not pitching this year, obviously a big part of their lineup, he hit a ton of home runs last year, but I do think it is especially important that they signed some of those starting pitchers to boost that rotation. I'm not giving them the World Series just yet because look at how good the Dodgers have been in the past 20 years. And how many World Series have they won? This is another problem. They have been stacked, it feels like, every single season, but yet they only have, one ring in the past 20 years?